Caroline here from Aussie Cards and Crafts. The tutorial that I've got for you today has been done over about 2 or 3 weeks because I had my family come to stay and I had to dismantle my my craft room. So what I did in the tutorial, and as you'll see in a moment, I actually made this shadow box card here. I didn't decorate it, I left it and said I was going to decorate it later, but I did want to show you the finished item decorated. But what I did do is I already had this shadow box that I had done as my tutorial, as my prototype. So I actually showed you how to decorate it from there. So there's 2 of them here. I think they're really pretty. Let's get into the tutorial. Hi everyone, Caroline here from Aussie Cards and Crafts, and today what I'd like to show you how to do is to make a shadow box card. Now this is my template and I don't have excuse me, I don't actually have a card to show you here today, but we will have in a moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this one as my card, and I've got all my other pieces and bits and bobs here. But to actually make this particular part of it, I'm going to do another one for you, and then I will go through how I'm decorating it. So it should be a fairly short video because I've got to turn my craft room back into a bedroom again this afternoon before I go out. So let's get stuck into it. For doing this, you will need to have a piece of card that is 11.5 inches by 11.5 inches. And I'm just looking at this and I don't think it's quite the right size. So I'm going to go with a different paper because I want it to, if it's not right, it won't look right when it's finished. So let me just cut another piece for you. That was slightly shy of 11.25. I can use it for other things though. So 11.5, make sure I get it right this time, by 11.5. Okay, now on every single side I need you to score at 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2.5 inches and 3 inches. And you do that on every single side. So we're looking at 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2.5 inches and 3 inches. I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other 2 sides as well. Okay, so I hope you can see that you've got kind of like a crisscross pattern there. So what I will do is I will use a pencil to show you where I'm going to be cutting it, so that excuse me, so it actually stands out a little bit more. Now also what you need to do, if let's get my border on 2 sides, either the top, they're all the same at the moment, but on 2 of the sides what you need to do is you need to come along. There's your 3 inch score line. You need to come along to 4 inches and go through to that second score line there. On this side you do exactly the same, so that's measuring 9 inches there, 9.5 inches there. So you come in 1 inch, which is 7.5, and then you come right down to that second score line there. Turn it all the way around and you do the same thing. So you've got 1 inch, so that will be coming in at the 4 inch, and you go down to that second score line, and then you go at 7.5 inches and come down to that second score line. Okay, now I can get rid of this. So using my pencil so that you can actually see hopefully where I am, I'm going to cut from there, so down to that first one. I'm then going to cut across to this center, this line here, and I'm not going to do it on my cutter. I'm going to do it on with scissors down there and straight across that to there. So all of this part is going to be taken out. The same on the other side. So I'm going to go down there. I'm going to go across just here. I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to go all the way across there, and this will all come out. And the same will happen on the other side. So I'm going to cut that now that I've shown you what it is, and I hope you can see it. And I'll speed up while I'm doing it. Okay, so that's being done. Now it's a case of actually folding all of those score lines that you've made. Now, before you do, these two edges here is you just need to take to that first score line, you just need to take a tiny wedge. Just helps you in putting it together when we go to fold it in a moment. So that one, just there and just there. And then you get your burnishing tool out, and you absolutely use your burnisher to make sure that those are lovely crisp folds. Okay, so now I basically got this design, and there's lots of them on the internet, I know that, but the one that I actually followed this particular time was a website by the name of Antonio Makes. Now, I hadn't heard of him before, but the lady from Iced Images was talking about him, so I went onto his website. Now, these measurements are not exactly the same as what he has done, because I've done mine slightly differently. But yeah, if you want to go and have a look, I will actually link the website up there. So now you've got something that resembles this. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to put on this first 1 inch strip here, you need to grab your glue and you need to put glue on there. Now, fold it to that second one, fold it in, and then hold it down. Okay, and you'll see that you have a beautiful little tube there that is the right size. Do the same on the other side. So on that first 1 inch section, put your glue, fold it onto that second one, and then fold it in. Okay. Now this one is a little bit different. You need to put your glue on here, and you also need to put a little dab of glue on the corners of what the pieces that you've just folded over. And then you fold this one, holding those together, you fold that in until it reaches this just here, and just hold them together. And you do exactly the same on the other one. So you put a little piece on this side of, a little bit of glue on this side, little bit in that corner there, and a little bit in that corner there. So I'm hoping you can see that. Okay, so it's glued there, it's glued there, and it's glued there. And then you fold it in, and you fold this right under so that it lays flat. Okay, and then you basically just hold it together for a little while the glue sticks. And that is how you make your frame. It's very, very, very simple. Now, I'm going to go over to this one now because I'm going to decorate this one. What I have done is, well, what I am going to do is I'm actually going to put this on a piece of 5.5 by 5.5. I'm going to glue that on there, and on the back I've got another piece of 5.5 by 5.5, and that is to strengthen it because there's a little bit of weight in the front. Otherwise we find that this kind of tends to sag. So if we put another one there, I find that actually holds better. And on there I'm going to put my sentiment, and I don't know who it's for at the moment, so at the moment I'm not putting a sentiment on it. It is going to be a birthday card though, so that will then stick on there. Now what I would like to do is I would like to put these unicorns. Now the beauty of this is I actually have used scraps for absolutely everything that I have used here, except for my base card. All of the pattern paper and the sentiments that I've done is all been from scraps. So it's a great way of using up your scraps. So for your frame on the outside, you will need a piece that is 5 1/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And what you do is you come in 3/4 of an inch and put a line. 3/4 of an inch and put a line, and you do that on every corner. Okay, then you join up those corners and you make a cross. Okay, there and there. You come around here and you do the same thing. There and there. And the reason you make a cross is so that you know where you're going to be cutting to. And once you've done that on all 4 corners on the back of your piece, you then get your blade and you cut it from that point in the corner where it crosses to that point to that point, that point to that point, and that point to that point. So it gives you a perfect 3/4 of an inch, excuse me, 3/4 of an inch frame to put onto your board. Now inside there, I have cut another piece of paper, and once again, it's from the same piece. I just had a piece, I don't know, probably about yay big, from another card. So, and I have cut that 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. It is actually, it should be 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, but depending on how your folds go, and if you want a slight little border in there, but I'm going to stick all of those down. Okay, so there it is so far. Next, what I've done is I've actually fussy cut. I had some other scraps of this left over, and I've actually fussy cut some of the unicorns off. Now, some of them were coming off the side of the page, so that's fine. I am going to put them on the side of my paper border there. So I'm just going to pop them around so that they're all on foam tape, and you'll see that some of them have got, some of them had their feet cut off, some had the end of them cut off. What did that have cut off? Okay, might not be able to use that one. What did this one have cut off? He might not have had anything cut off, so he can go in there just there. And I'm also got Happy Birthday. Now the Happy Birthday frame that I used was this one here. It's Mats and Lasers. It's a Paper Roses one, and it's just Happy Birthday mats and letters. So I'll just take those off for a moment. These have all got double-sided, raised double-sided or foam tape on it. So I'm going to use the birthday one first. I'm going to pop that one, I think, around about there. And happy, because we're all happy because we're crafting. And pop that one there. And then I'm going to stick my little, what I've done with these, you might see that these are really glittery and really shiny. I use bridal tinsel glitter, and I used some pixie spray, and I sprayed them with pixie spray, and then I just put the bridal tinsel glitter over it, so that it just gave it a little bit more lift. And that's what I'm going to do for this one. As I say, I'm going to use the black one, but I've got something else in mind for that, and I really don't have time today to actually do another one, so I thought I'd use this as my tutorial, and I will put a picture of that one up with it once I have completed it. Might not be straight away, but when I have completed it, I will do that for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel here. That really does help me. If you're enjoying this tutorial, please just put a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and that really does help me. Whoops, I'll just grab one of those off then. My fingernail seems to like it more than the, where's my... Okay, so now we've got the front of it pretty much completed. You could put some more things on there, and I'm not going to at the moment. It depends exactly, you know, entirely on what type of card you're doing and how you're going to decorate it. But that's okay. As I say, it was only done out of scraps. It's more the box, putting the box together that I wanted to show you. I'm now going to stick that onto there. And I will still put that on there, but I'm actually going to put my sentiment on the inside. And I think I've still got a couple of these, so I'll probably just put a couple of those that I will fussy cut as well. So just pop your glue on the back. The one I'm using for the black one I've just shown you how to make, I'm actually going to make that a black and gold one, and that's going to be a Christmas card. So I will show that to you once I've finished it. So if you head on over to the Aussie Cards and Crafts Facebook page, I will actually show that once it's done. Okay, so just that measures up perfectly, 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. I put this on there because I find that while it's, you can see that it does stand up because this is 300, but I think that with that on the back it probably will stand up better, but I'll see how it goes. I won't put it on yet. I'll put it on if it does start to fade. So there we have it. There is the shadow box card. Very, 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 very simple to make. And once I have completed this one with some gold and some bells and some other things that I'm going to put on there, I'll show you that one as well. But this one was done with scraps. So thank you for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because that, as I said, that really does help me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and happy crafting until I see you next. Bye.